Hey trainers, welcome back to Pokemon Deck Check. I would be Poke Dad. And sadly, without the Dance Bear, he's in the weight room, so just flying this one solo. Just me and the deck. So let's get into it. It's Dragonite GX, and it's quite surprising actually. So let's get it going here with 4 Dratini, 2 Dragonair, 3 Dragonite GX, Baby Volcanion, 1 Ditto, and 1 Mewtwo Mew Tag Team GX. So a nice 4-2-3 line. We're not focusing on the first attack, which only does a measly 130 damage, which it has an awkward attack cost with water, lightning, and colorless. We are 100% focused on hitting that 270 one-hit KO. It's pretty sweet. And it's got a decent GX attack where you can discard as many cards as you want and draw to 10. So there are times where the GX is useful if you're digging for like triple boost energy or maybe a Wilder or something like that. So the GX attack does have some value, but for the most part, you're just going to be streamlining 270 damage, Okoing anything in front of you. Mewtwo's sweet because he can copy Dragonite. That's another strategy you can go into. If you're having trouble getting set up, then just go with a Mewtwo, discard a Dragonite into the discard pile, and then you can copy Dragonite's GX attack. So Mewtwo and Mew, super good. You could also tech in your own Charizard Reshiram if you would want to, since we are running fire energy. So that's a consideration. Baby Volcanion to deal with Keldeo, but we may need to up it up to maybe 2 count since we're not using Rescue Stretcher. Keldeo is going to give a lot of decks a lot of problems, so finding that support non-GX, non-EX, non-tag team partner is going to be most of the difficulty in most of these decks going into rotation. Because I do think that people are going to get wise and just tech in like either a Hoopa or Keldeo GX, something along that lines, or one of the baby Ninetales with Luminous Barrier. Something along that. There's going to be those players that cheese out and do stuff like that. So you need to be ready for that. So that's it for the Pokemon line. Like I said, you could add a Charizard if you want to. And then Mewtwo could always copy Charizard's attack. So, forms of search. 4 Mysterious Treasure. 3 Cherish Ball. 2 Poke Comp. That gets it done in conjunction with our supporter selection. This deck, I think we've streamed it 3 times already, and all 3 games you can look back, it always got set up. It never struggled to find energy. So this list is pretty well on point, I would say. Custom catcher. There's no Guzma, and you would think that it could be a struggle getting 2 in your hand, but it's actually fairly simple. It's not that bad. We do play options of Green Search. Green Search to help us get set up, and Green Search can also grab 2 custom catchers. So it fits perfectly in this deck. And like I already mentioned, we run Green Search, so we also run 4 Rare Candy. I think you could cut that down to 3 if you wanted to. So if we're thinking about adding another non-GX attacker, I think that's a good option right there. Rarely you're going to need more than 2 Dragonites. You've got the Mew and Mewtwo. You could take in the big Charizard. So I think you could kind of skimp out on the Rare Candy since you're able to easily find it with Green Search. So we'll just keep that in mind right there. 1 Poke Gear acts as our 5th Greens Exploration. On turn 1, you want to be playing Greens. After that, you want to be playing Welder. And if you happen to get in a situation where you have triple boost already in your hand, then you go into greens to get your custom catchers. So, one fire crystal just to help get back, just in case if you get a slow start, you can't find your triple acceleration energy, and you need a way to get them back. It's nice to recover 3, and then just do a straight welder. So, there's no reason not to play a fire crystal. So, I don't think I would change anything else other than maybe the 4th rare candy. We'll kind of make adjustments as we go along here. And these changes are like matchup specific to deal with Keldeo or some kind of cornball strategy like that. So, full set of 4 on the greens exploration, full set of 4 on the welder, 2 Lily, 2 Cynthia. I think that's another spot you could possibly skip out on, possibly either one of these 2. So let's just say you want to cut a Cynthia. I think that would be fine. I don't see a problem with that. Making those 2 cuts. Would not go down on the green. Would not go down on the welder. These are your heartbeat of your deck. Gets the setup. Get your late game KO to grab the custom catchers. You need this for your acceleration. So I would not cut down on these 8 cards. However, I think the draw lineup is definitely interchangeable. So for now, we'll just cut 1 Cynthia. Because you really don't want to be playing draw supporters. You want to be playing greens on turn 1, and then after that you want to play welder, unless you're already set up to hit into your opponent's Pokemon, then you would do a draw. So, Giant Furnace, love it. And Heat Factory, of course. Discard, draw 3, no reason not to play it. Giant Furnace, discard a card, immediately grab 2 fires. So it pretty much says Auto Welder on it. So there is no reason not to play Giant Furnace. Only 2 because Charizard's going to be popular and people could be playing it in Blaziken. So there's a really high possibility that Giant Furnace is already going to be in play, and you could just take advantage of theirs, in which case like a 3rd or even 4th becomes dead. So we're trying to eliminate dead cards. That's why we have these 2. Would not change these stadiums. Then, of course, energy. We got to feed the monster. There's 4, 8, 10. Only 10. We have the Fire Crystal, so that's 13. So we're only 1 off of normal Charizard decks. But then we have 4 of the triple acceleration energy. So it is kind of struggle to use Mew to copy Dragonite because you can't use triple onto Mewtwo and Mew. In those situations, I mean, you could easily copy Volcanion's attack with Mew and Mewtwo. You could copy Dragonite. You just had to attach like a for turn and then a couple welders. So you could possibly be setting something up like that on the bench or something. So not for sure on Mewtwo, but I'm leaning more towards I would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And it just helps you hit against for an alternate weakness. Maybe they put up a Mewtwo, and then you can just knock out their Mewtwo since they're weak to Psychic if they're not running the Drachi. So that's about it. I think going forward, I would highly recommend go ahead and get the Charizard Reshiram in. And then for this spot, figure out whether it's a second Volcanion or some other non-GX attacker, and that fills that spot. So those are the suggestions I would make. I had to talk with the Dancing Bear about what he thinks Could be an alternate to deal with Keldeo GX. Maybe there's something out there that we really hadn't thought of. I know there's Baby Turtonator. There's Baby Blacephon could be interesting to deal with it. So, I mean, there are options. It's just a matter of picking the right one, that still really gels with the deck. So, but anywho, it's surprising. Very, very surprising deck. At first glance, when we were kind of, our first reaction to seeing this card, we were kind of like, it takes 5 to power it up. But then we started thinking, oh, well, Welder and Triple Boost. Then he's pretty much powered up. So, that's what's sweet about it is, that acceleration can just come out of nowhere and really, really surprise your opponent. So, I know some of y'all were wanting to see like more of the baby Dragonite with the water and lightning acceleration, but I gotta be honest, I don't think that's good. I mean, other than Viridian Forest, you can grab one, but there's you could play a bunch of fidget spinners or energy spinners to get them into your hand, but that just seems really awkward, honestly. So I like the Welder acceleration. It's fast, it hits hard, it's aggressive. We're focused on the 270. 130, here's the problem with 132 is you're not only are you not one hit KOing the big stuff, Blacephon, Charizard, Psyduck, Slowpoke, but you're struggling to two-shot them. That's only 260. You're 10 short of Charizard. So, you have to approach these decks with Charizard being the most popular. And if your deck can't compete with Charizard, then I would seriously think about, is there some sort of text I can do? But at that point, does it get too techy and compromise the consistency of the deck? So once you factor all that stuff in, going for the water lightning colorless for 130 is not efficient. It's not good. It's not going to work. So 270, focus on that and build it, try it out. It's good. You're not going to be disappointed. It sets up. Like I said, if you need to look at the evidence, I encourage you to go back and look at our past streams. I think our past 3 streams we featured this deck on there, and it's performed exceptionally well each time. So, but other than that, yeah. So y'all have a good afternoon, good evening, and be excellent to each other. And don't forget to party on.